níbòmíì ni agbára máa mú kó kámẹ́rà kó wá ṣiṣẹ́ kó wá NTA ìtẹ́jú oṣù they like recorded program than live wọ́n tẹ́ lè ṣe wọ́n lè kó pẹ̀lú live wọ́n ready wọ́n like recorded.
Mo rò pé mo dẹ̀ lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ rí mo lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀.
ẹ̀kọ́ máa ń bẹ̀ mí ni tó bá bẹ̀ mí yẹn tán náà kì í ṣe kí n má part with 10,000 to 15,000. I don't know.
There was this station tó wà ní Kòròdú wọ́n pè mí lọ́jọ́ kan tó wà ní Kòròdú road.
Kìíní ṣe Christian tó wà ní lọ́gẹ́mọ àṣàbí. Mo ti bá wọn ṣe náà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mọ́tì kìíní kan.
Ó ní nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ fàyọ wọ́n ní sir when you are coming don't forget the boy. I was very mad. Very mad.
In fact,
I didn't go. I made them realize that I'm not seeking publicity on that kind of stuff.
I don't need you.
So tí rẹ̀ ń tó irritate mi.
Level mi ó ti kọjá.
Àwọn senate tún tàbí ọbí ọ̀wọ́n ní kẹ́ má mistake senate ní kí APC although APC kan náà dárúkọ federal government which is the same thing. Wọ́n ní kán máa we make it clear to the executive and party leadership behind these plots not to mistake the maturity and hand of cooperation being extended to the presidency by the legislature as a sign of weakness.
Ó dà
tí bí ń lérí tọ̀hún náà tún ń lérí ìpàdé torí ẹni.
ẹnu ọ̀làdọ̀wọ̀ ni onoko ń lérí òbò ń lérí ọ̀nà bó ṣe kọ́ ni.
mo ní ti bí ń lérí tọ̀hún yẹn náà tún ń lérí ìpàdé torí ẹni. Ó mì pé Sàràkí lè fi ìwé pé ọ̀rọ̀ ti bù ṣe.
You don't give a
is the ultimate
mo fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn.
beneficiary. Kí ni o máa ń da ní chest?
Àwọn èèyàn máa ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
I read it.
Àwọn ọmọ máa lọ bá heart ṣe wàhálà but mo ti pa bó ṣe wà yìí.
Okay.
Mo ti pa bó ṣe wà yìí kò receive any signal.
Radiation.
Kò transmit any signal. Airplane mode. Ní ma tá bá ti wà lórí afẹ́fẹ́ báyìí. So as far as anybody bá try to ring is
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani, and I hope you had a great weekend. Okay, well, starting off this week, politics, and in particular, the whole case of the forgery charge, reportedly, against the Senate President and his deputy, as well as the former clerk of the National Assembly, as well as his deputy as well. They have reportedly been charged with forgery and conspiracy in relation to the election in 2015 of Saraki and Ekweremadu as Senate President and deputy, respectively. So what's that all about? Because it looked like the matter went, shall we say, to the back burner, so to speak, but now it's come full force to the front. And the Senate, you know, naturally, I imagine, is feeling a bit queasy about it. One of the papers this morning, for instance, you must have seen already, says Attorney General leads plot, that's from the point of view of the Senate. Attorney General of the Federation leads plot to jail Saraki and Ekweremadu. It's not the way, no doubt, that the authorities, the federal government, sees it. There is a charge of forgery and conspiracy that needs to be aired. Okay, to help me look at this and maybe help all of us and also take your input on this whole matter, we got Steve Adaramoye. He's a lawyer and public affairs analyst. It's been quite a while, Steve. Good to have you back.
Thank you very much.
Indeed. And Honorable Ipwola Omishore, he's a former legislator in Lagos State, and he's also a keen observer of the policy. He's a staunch APC man. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Indeed. Let me, because he's of APC, he's also a former legislator, like his family, and it looks like there's trouble within the family. So let me just look to you first. And how do you see this whole, we have a federal government that is an APC federal government. We have the Senate President, who is an APC member. Yes, the Deputy Senate President is not an APC member, but this charge, what does it say to you?
Why? I think it's a normal thing ordinarily. In as much as today, there is no immunity for Mr. Senate President and his vice, all things being equal. And when you look at the whole issue, when the foundation is wrong, you cannot put something on it and expect to see it more collapse. Where actually they started from, this issue of Senate standing rules, 2015.
That's where the whole forgery charge
started. And when you are talking about the issue of governance, the three organs of the government, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, all of them are very, 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 very paramount. And I just believe personally as an individual, whatever that must be done there must be based on good foundation. If the foundation is wrong, it does mean something is actually wrong with the system. And most especially in this dispensation in which we find ourselves, where impunity and corruption, they have become the greatest problem Nigeria is confronted with. And more or less, they have become part and parcel of our law, say to say. So I really believe that anything touching on those two things one must be fought with.
Just in case anybody flew into the country this morning and is watching this program and is wondering what this is all about, it's all about the emergence of Senator Saraki as the Senate President, as well as his deputy, Ekweremadu, against the wishes of the ruling party. Senator Saraki was not the preferred man from the point of view of the party, but he nevertheless contrived to, make himself the Senate President. The way he had explained it, it was about being proactive, it was about sleeping at the National Assembly, surprising everybody and all of that. But that's where this whole thing is coming from, that he is in there, and if his party had any say in it, he wouldn't be in there, valuable as a party man as he must be. But he was not the choice of the party. He therefore, in the eyes of the party, imposed himself not just on the party, but also on the Senate and consequently the nation. So that, I imagine, Honorable Omishore, is the crux of the matter, is it not?
I think certainly that is the crux of the matter. When you steal and you leave fingerprints, even when you have taken that property away, you are not saved.
And the way that I talked about the contriving to become Senate president, part of it was necessarily, allegedly, amending the standing rules.
Yes, I'm coming there. Actually, I mean, when you leave a fingerprint or footprint at the scene of crime, you have already, implicated yourself. Forget about the story, how you got there and all that. But the truth of the matter is that the house rule, the foundation, the gazette, the paper, the authority that makes anybody to be elected at parliament, that legitimates all actions of the parliament, was reportedly falsified. I was a member of parliament, and I know the house rule is like a Bible. The only thing that is superior to the house rule is the Constitution of Nigeria. It makes the house to do anything they want to do. And once you want to tamper with it, you are already creating illegality. If it is true, only the court will prove that the house rule they used in 2015 was not the one that was used in 2011, because apparently every legislative assembly has the authority and power to look at the existing rules, amend it before using it. Where you are sitting for the first time and you have not amended the old one, then it behoves on you to use the old one. So that Senate should have used the 2011 unedited, unamended house rule. So if anything,
and if that had been used, then
if that had been used,
stunt,
the method of voting
yes,
wouldn't have been the way it went.
Okay.
And as a clever man or as a clever people, probably somebody somewhere, I've heard that somebody says it's administratively done, indirectly shifting blame on the clerk and his workers. And I know that nobody wants to go to jail. We will, a lot of story will be had.
Indeed. So it looks like we're set for. It's going to be interesting because already the Deputy Senate President has protested his innocence in this whole matter. I suppose that's as to be expected, but the innocence, if this goes ahead, if this is not sort of sorted out within the party, if this goes ahead, then it's the court that has to pronounce one's innocence or guilt. But just to help the process along, he has said, for the record, that he is innocent of all of these matters. I don't recall reading anywhere yet that Senator Saraki has, chosen to comment publicly yet.
Either comment or no comment, I think that's not what is at the burner right now. My own take on this very issue is whenever there is an allegation when it's made against somebody, the first thing actually is to get the matter reported to the police. And the police will cause an investigation to be made into the matter. And if prima facie case is established against that very person, meaning that, there is enough evidence that this person has actually committed this offense, then the person will be charged to court. What we are trying just to do, the court is still there ordinarily, because it is only the court that has that power, that mandate, that authority to pronounce guilt on any person. Section 36, subsection 5 of the Constitution is there the presumption of innocence. Until otherwise stated, I don't think why there should be fear about all these things. But when you are talking about forgery, conspiracy, they are known to our criminal law. So it's not actually, they are contained in the criminal code. So based on that very fact, I believe something of such nature, magnitude, irrespective, especially at this very critical, very crucial conjunction of our political existence, where we are trying just to get things right. I believe those that will be occupying important places, in our national